Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Wally Weasel. And here we are with some more Rogue Trader. Hey, how's it going, everybody? And today we're going to see what Pascal wants, and we'll see what if anybody else wants to talk. And then I think we'll start the Assassin's Den, the Spider's Den place, thingamabob, for Cabela. Because that's kind of been on hold for a little. It's a little annoyed from last week because I think the mic cut out as I was going, so I'm not certain when it did, and I don't want to go back because I'm too frightened. Let me just get everything situated here. Everything is good. Everything is good. Let's get right back into it. Let's see, everything good. Right where I want to be. It's just like Jub. He's right where you want to be. Alright. Bonesy, good. Alright, Pascal, he should be down this way. There, you silly goose. Hey, you want to talk to me?
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
You wanted to talk to me, didn't you? I thought it... What? Somebody says he wanted to talk to me. Flagship. The bridge once belonged to theater. Pascal is sure that it can be used as... Yeah. Unencrypted in the database may prove useful. Okay, but he's not talking to me about that. What if I talk to his buddy down here? No, not with Abel. Okay. Interesting. Cabela?
Delmin.
No? I'm going to assume that nobody really has anything to say. Just that I can kick people off, but I don't want to kick people off.
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
Okay. I did Argenta quest last time.
Lord Captain, your presence is welcome. And I wish to apologize for my prior coldness.
Here we go.
After our first meeting, I was concerned that you would turn out to be another faithless offshoot of the von Valancius dynasty, like the traitor Conrad. But now I see before me a worthy leader and servant of the Imperium. I am glad to accompany you in your endeavors.
You can tell me more about yourself now?
If such is the rogue trader's wish, although there isn't much I can tell, I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to know?
Where do you hail from?
Now that I can tell you. I come from everywhere and nowhere.
Alright.
I am the child of officers of the Imperial Guard. I was born in the hold of a warship, grew up following my parents' deployments from one planet to another, and lost my family in the flames of a righteous war.
Go on.
My memory is like wafts of smoke over a still battlefield. The grey of a ship's plating. The strict cadence of life in military camps. My mother's uniform. I loved looking at it. Then, The rumbling, the shouting, and the soot. The screams of soldiers burning alive. And the gold of the regiment's Aquila. Untouched by soot or blood. The last unsullied piece of a world that was going mad.
Go on.
That was my last memory of my mother, and of my former life, before the Schola Progenium and the novitiate, before my trials, before the vows.
Go on. The golden shard you carry with you.
My own relic. It's the regiment's Aquila, or rather, the fragment that survived the attack, the explosions, and the fire. For me, it's a reminder that purity and radiance can be preserved, even in the heart of darkness.
Alright, so how did you become one of the Adeptus Sororitas? This.
Such a strange word for it. It seems right, but is that how one talks about their destiny? If you're asking about the path itself, that's easy enough to answer. First, like many other orphans, I endured the Schola Progenium. Those years were rough, but I remember the hardship fondly. Few things can compare with the feeling of satisfaction from a past trial, even if it leaves your body aching from exhaustion, or your soul wincing in pain.
Go on.
I was one of the best among my peers, and I was selected for the novitiate in the ranks of the Adeptus Sororitas. When the hour came, I passed the trials and took my vows. The most joyous day of my life. The Emperor's light has always been with me, but to accept it with all your heart, to utter the oaths, that is a rapture like no other.
Alright. And have you ever wished for a different lot?
Have I ever... But that would be shameful weakness, almost heresy.
No, it would
not. Of course not. I was born for this. I live by the Emperor's will, and in his light, I myself am the light. I must be the light. For myself, and for those who ask for my protection.
I ask for your protection.
I was chosen to serve. But beyond that, I won't deny it. Few things elate me as much as the thought that the heretic felled by my shot will never again orphan a child.
Thank you for your candor.
It is my pleasure to be candid.
I'd like to discuss Salus Prime and the relic that you want to find.
Of course. My mission is all I can think about.
Remind me again, just because I had to read it last time, and again, I'm not certain if the mic was actually on, so...
To find the way to the planet called Salus Prime. Saint Argenta is my patroness, and that is where her fallen ship is. And it must also be the resting place of her great relic, the One Star.
The One Star. Okay, tell me about Saint Argenta, whose relic you're searching for.
Gladly. Listen. Long ago, there was a blessed world. Thousands of stars covered the sky there, so bright that its denizens hardly knew the darkness of night. Thousands of rivers nurtured the soil. Thousands of gardens bloomed every spring, and at every moment, thousands of prayers were flying into the clear air, thanking and praising the Emperor.
Yeah, you should be praising me.
But one day, the people learned the meaning of darkness. Like a storm, accursed heretics who had sold themselves to the archenemy descended upon the planet. Shells flew from the sky that desolated whole cities and burned the gardens and filled the riverbeds with the blood of the faithful. Smoke and soot swallowed the skies and the 1,000 stars that had once shone over the world.
Go on.
Among the handful of survivors was one orphan who had watched all her family die, and the garden she'd grown up in burn to ash. But in her heart, she knew the absolute truth. Just these 3 words. The Emperor protects.
Yeah, so you think.
And knowing that, she never looked away from the black, terrifying, smoke-covered sky. There were no more bright stars to be seen. Except for one.
Wait, if that's... But it's not a relic, it's a star.
The one star. The bright star.
Did you just draw it?
The silver star shone in the sky. And when the orphan smiled at it, the one star fell right into her hands. All the faithful in every corner of the continent who saw the trail of the falling star recognized it as an omen and went looking for the place where it landed. And they rallied together. And with the light of the one star, they found their salvation.
And that was the saint?
Yes, that was the beginning of her hagiography. It is known that she lived on a world where heretics staged a terrible insurrection. They wiped out all life on the planet, except those whom Saint Argenta managed to save with the one star, and with the strength of her faith.
Go on.
After that, she traveled between worlds gripped by turmoil on her ship, marked with a silver star, and brought hope to the faithful. Numerous accounts confirm this. Her coming helped people turn the tide of the war, and wipe away corruption before the Imperium's main forces even arrived. Millions of people owed their lives to her, but the heretics, having realized their imminent defeat, sent the remnants of their forces after the ship with the Silver Star. It fell from the skies onto an obscure world. There are no definitive records of how old Argenta was at the time. In some chronicles, she's even called the Child Saint, but their credibility is questionable. Either way, she didn't live long, but she left a bright trail in her wake, like a falling star.
Everything is just a falling star. I get it. So what is it? Is it like a picture?
If I only knew. Neither the hagiography nor the legends give a straight answer. Classical iconographers believed that the star turned into a banner woven from silver thread, which, when brought onto the battlefield, would shed light that blinded only heretics, but did no harm to the faithful. Most of them portrayed Saint Argenta as a girl carrying this banner. Others think that upon falling from the sky, the one star became a holy chainsword, which Argenta later used to strike down monsters and enemies of the Imperium. Ideological theory suggests that this armor was, in fact, the relic. Some even think that the one star is actually the ship on which Argenta traveled.
And what do you think?
I feel that my undertaking will be fulfilled when I find the answer that has eluded the Ecclesiarchy for millennia. I pray we find the way to Salus Prime soon. The ruinous powers must be aligned against us. They stand in the way of faith.
Okay, no more questions.
One day we will reach Salus Prime and stand before the gates of Saint Argenta's ship. I know it. I believe.
That's it. Oops. Come on. There we go.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Okay, I'm
I
just gonna
have
back up.
enjoyed your company.
It just kind of feels weird.
You are engulfed in clouds the color of dark umber. They carry an old pain and doubt.
Yeah, just you know. As if in a trance, Cassia reaches for your shoulder with the tips of her fingers. A strange feel of relief comes over you, as if your lungs have fully opened, allowing you to take a deep breath for the first time in ages. The young woman notices your expression and jerks away, frightened.
I beg, I beg forgiveness for my inappropriate behavior. When I see such oppressive colors, I immediately want to paint them a different hue, to disperse them. I already mentioned I cannot control it, except this time, I thought I would be able to, for whatever reason.
But you didn't. It's a bad girl. No need to apologize. You mastered the power in order to aid another. To aid me, I am grateful. She shyly smooths her already perfect hair. That's it.
I have enjoyed your company.
Yep. I think... that's everybody. Everybody that matters. Yeah. Other compartments, please. There's a freight line. Pretty sure it's a freight line. Yeah, it is a freight line. Do do do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Okay,
Curiosity sings in my veins.
let's see. Yeah, this one. Depths of the void ship. However, the hollowed crater death will only reveal itself to one who has walked in the footsteps of Saint and the matriarch spider. The blood marks on the left. Blood marks on the left by the cultists conceal the versions of the song of raining, trailing blood, which chronicles the path walked by. Okay, decided to follow the symbols and see where they lead. In the dark slash feet crescendo a fatal dance, played song and tempo, each edge and echo, twin transpose. Okay. I can't. Oh, there we go. Why are there just like all these empty squares at the end there?
There will be no peace in my wake.
There we go. That's better. Alright. Okay, nothing new for you. Okay, down there is that. Roads lead to the forces' living quarters in the Hub's prison depot. Whoop. That's not helping files in the week special. Do you have any idea how much it costs? Seven ration cards, that's all I've got. Spencer. Again. I'm guessing I'm not doing you any more favors. Give up the drink or get used to life in the pestilence pit. Get in the pestilence pit! I hope you get hit by a train. Well, not from in there, sir. Okay, can't talk anymore.
Patience! My nerves are frayed.
Switching direction. Just... Okay, so does this mean that I go this way? Alive clear, filled with pain, and stares from under his caked eyelids. Iconoclast. Some forces of medical personnel in here now. There's a man in need of revival. Once he has recovered, assign him to the scribe's apprentice. He's too badly injured to go on. Yeah, come on. A smile twists the man's lips, and a tear forms in the corner of his ruined eye socket. God Emperor has sent you to save me. You are his light. You are his grace. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me here. The undying one is ready to accept the soul. Is sent forth, and so will be freed from the torment of the flesh. You have chosen to prolong this much suffering. Your intentions perplex me. Something marked next to you. There's a turn of his head, his blackened skin crunching as it opens the scarlet cracks. A smear came. Painted the symbol. Then he gave me water and whispered a strange verse. He told me to memorize it and recite it later, so that would help come. And here you are. Then you should what? Then you should what? Begins to whisper, his lips twisted in pain. Okay, for whatever reason, my stream is really far back behind. Now it's saying that there's no internet connection. I'm still streaming, so I'm just going to restart my computer. I hate when I have to do this again and again and again. One sec. To sit smirched soul, his mercy she did grant, last breath expressed, knife heart, removed from chest, passed on death, duty bless the palm for those who suffer anguish and distress, a longing brought to rest of mortal bonds and soul divest. Correction of the test is clear. In order to follow the saint's footsteps, you are supposed to kill the young man and thus release him from his suffering. The cultists will to see if you understand the philosophy of those who seek. And you unveil a cleaner. It's in my house asleep. The forces came, set fire to it. I didn't wake it up in time. I wonder how long he's been sitting here like this. Watch 3? Whisperers say nobody cared because he didn't matter. That's somehow supposed to matter to us. By the way, just hold a little longer. Of course, thank you.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Okay, so the beggars will just keep coming. Let's see. I mean, here we go. We're just following these. They're beggars. So, I mean, if you want to hang out with us, that's fine. But because we could use some cultists to kill, or people to kill for the cultists. Ooh, 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 ooh. The sinewy middle-aged man watches the bustle of the bay with a debated expression, or detached expression. So often, whenever his eyes linger on the blood mark inscribed nearby, his face changes strangely, his hands clenched into fists. Just as you begin to hear the rumble of an approaching train, the man's gaze turns toward the tracks. He leans forward. Barring the other side of your train, what do you think you're doing? What? I didn't. The man starts to almost fall, but manages to keep his balance. The dim, lumined light. He notices his old scars scattered all over his body. The scars seem vaguely familiar. He'll turn for a light source, presumably an electric one. Skull's box synthesizer springs to life with an indignant, barbaric thrill. I am registering this unit's intention to use the train tracks for purposes other than the use decided. I categorically demand that the unit's self-disposal be carried out using methods that do not volatile the capitalism, maintenance, and operation. Gotcha. Your eyes always return to the blood symbol. What do you know about it? Who are you? You look like you're about to take on your own life. And then scars. The scars all vary in length, width, depth, and shape. However, you notice a pattern in the way the scars are aligned, as well as a series of faded symbols in the man's rough skin. Deaf cultists bear similar marks in their bodies. As well as man's is long since healed. Who are you? Dead man. I lost my name years ago. I've just been another dead man ever since. Eyes always return to the blood. Why is that? Let me just get back to the stream. It's a symbol of the blood-spun web. I come here every watch, but it hasn't been here before. Now, I guess today must be a special day. He smiles strangely. His faded eyes go wide as he notices Cabela. His voice quivers. You have take me to the other, have come taking me to the other side? He briefly studies the man's face, then turns away. I do not know you. Death gaze is not upon you. There's a dull groan and turns to look at the symbol again. And why? Why is it here? Life. You bear similar scars. Are you a spinner? Are you having a rotten day? Life has been rotten. Are we back to? We are back to here. Okay. Very, very odd that it went that way. And I have myself to blame. I've tried to change things, fix things, but I always ended up here, so eventually I accepted the truth. Is the blood-spun web? Are you a spinner? Otherwise, but I failed to complete my final assignment, so I was exiled from the cult. The vizier told me to kill the one who would be at a certain junction in the utility tunnels at a certain hour. I went to the appointed spot, then I waited an hour, 2, 5. The junction was still empty. Nobody came. After hours of waiting, I finally realized that the person at the junction had been the whole time. It was my turn to go to the Undying One, but I was afraid. I couldn't do my duty. I ran. They made attempts to kill you. You were ordered to die. For what reason? So you but some would choose to leave the righteous path. These earn penance in due time. Her whip sings vengeance on renegade menace. Her blades pass sentence. For cowards seek to hide their hearts, but death makes no pretendence. It takes what it is due in essence. He sobs and then adds hoarsely. The third verse of the Song of Trailing Blood. The Vizier recited it to me before sending me on my final assignment. I didn't realize at this time it was my judgment. Another verse, another step along the trail of blood. The riddle is trivial. It is time for death to take what it is due, and the Vizier is waiting expectantly for you to carry out the sentence he passed years ago. For plenty of reasons, I saw death. I offered him the souls of the most pleasing men and women I could find, because it kindled my passions. I killed well-off crewmen who didn't deserve their wealth, and I took their thrones. I killed enforcers who looked into my eyes without fear, because I wanted to be feared. I reveled in bloodshed. I betrayed the tenants. I realized it, but I couldn't help it, because I enjoyed it. Poor thing, I'm going to cry. You couldn't stop slicing people up. That must have been so hard for you. Even my whispers have nothing to say to a pathetic tale like that. I bet they're thinking, what a lousy, self-absorbed sack of scum. Simply let you go. You do sound particularly remorseful. Or you don't, sorry. Have you killed any more innocent souls since you ran? You are a coward and a butcher of the innocent. I will not judge you, nor will I decide your fate. You're disgusting. I will grant the release of your suffering. Emperor's anointed. I hereby overturn the Vizier's verdict. The cult ruined your life, and for what? For a few mere killings. So let you go. There was no pursuit. I thought I'd see their black blades the very next day. Instead, years passed without them taking my heart. I tried starting a new life, but the terror never stopped eating away at me. When I got truly desperate, I went to the Temple of Death myself, but no one was there. No one there would speak to me. When I gave them my name, they just whispered, Sabrid has gone to the Undying One. They looked through me like I wasn't even there. I've lived like this for 20 years, like a coward, like a dead man. That sounds particularly remorseful. Been using remorse, I'm tired of it. Have you killed anyone else? No, I've been afraid to touch my own knife since that day. Thought it might just stab me on its own, but the temptation was always there. I'll judge you, nor I'll decide your fate. Yeah, not my place. No! What about the symbol? The portent you were supposed to... The man's tired eyes filled with horror and quickly turned into hysteria. His knees buckle and he staggers heavily before falling into the tracks with a pitiful cry. No! Help! Stirs the remains of he who was once his brother in service. Truly, it is better to die for him than to live for yourself. This he forgot.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Okay, so now I gotta... shoot. This thing is pointing this way. I guess if I go back... Yeah, unfortunately this is the direction it was pointing.
Curiosity
Go down?
sings in my veins.
Yeah, we'll go down that way. this is just back in here. Who's meandering away?
There will be no peace in my wake.
Okay, so I have to go down this way. This way. Come up here. Cross this. Okay, go this way. I'll just keep my eye open. There we go. Another symbol. I was gonna say, like, I just gotta keep my eye open for another symbol. And there it is. Footprint is smudged in this symbol slightly. The trail leads towards the slums.
Patience. Oh, my nerves are.
Well, the beggars have pretty good athletics too. Let's see. What's that? The vat. What you call it now? Okay, so they're addressing the fact that I did use at one point. This is... yeah, it's pointing in this direction, so... oh, oh. I'm talking about it, but can't do anything with it. Let's go down, I guess.
They will see. Oh, yes, they all will see.
Old man in pitiful rags listens intently to the sound of your footsteps. You see the symbol around? Don't see one. A stinking piece of cloth is wrapped around his eyes and a greenish pus cloud oozing out from under it. Old man lays in his trembling hands protectively on the heap of junk that serves as his well as his table. Empty beggar's mug makes a clinking sound next to his withered leg. Strip of dried ration meat into his mug. Here, have something to eat. That's going to be. Come on. Ravenously sinks his remaining teeth into the meat's tough fibers, but soon gives on chewing and swallows the piece whole. Could this be a true miracle of the Emperor, or is it just another dream? What happened to your eyes, man? Wade rats gnawed them out while I was asleep, and the sewer water my wounds were washed with was infected. Turns out the pain became a stinging feeling, and that wouldn't go away. It only got worse. Managed to survive in a place like this. People help me. Good people, not so good ones too. He sweeps his withered arm vacantly around the slump. What's that junk? The old man sinks his chipped fingernails into the rotted crate. I heard some of your footsteps. The creak of your well-made soles against the metal is pleasing to my ear, or to the ear. You walk with confidence. You have everything you need. Don't take everything. This old man who has nothing. Skin shrunken around the man's hunched skeleton is almost translucent. The heap of junk is really likely to be everything he owns in his life. Or rather that he is someone with no experience in the art of smuggling would think if they were in your place, hiding contraband in caches without leaving a watcher in the short-sighted gamble, as there is always a chance that some lucky scoundrel or patrolman might stumble upon the goods. Someone suitably repulsive and miserable. This old man often acts as the perfect deterrent. Yours. I don't need to alarm you. I simply wish to learn more about my people's lives. There's a bug. Yeah. People. Could it be? Lord Captain, our benefactor, is it really you? The old man looked shocked. Our gracious lady, we know you well. Your charity gets us through the day, and we pray for you always. But what are you doing down in this place? Please, hurry away before they know you're here. They are plotting something terrible. This crate, that's where they hide there. Alright. A cold voice filled with the promise of death, mutters, pathetic fool. That's our secrecy gone right down the... Blah, blah. Folks, we're gonna have to make some noise. Come over to his face in nondescript. It looks almost scrubbed off. It's aiming weapon at you like you seemingly out of nowhere. Leave no witnesses. Oh, we get to kill people now. Okay, some people are running away. Well, they said leave no witnesses.
I'll turn you into corpse stuff.
We need ambushed. Okay, so the battle's already begun. Okay, so starting out with Cassian. Oh, this will be easy. Kind of putting her back to people, but
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
I kind of want to do Adira because she has her lightning ability, but at the same time, I haven't seen it in a bit.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Control shot, please.
Faith without deeds is worthless. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Ah, shoot.
Doubt is for the weak. Approach is a prayer.
I am a navigator. Face the navigator's might.
I mean, they really shouldn't have spot us. Good. Bella.
I am your blade and shield. The shadows will come. The other side awaits. Death is a blessing.
Damn. Enough.
I cannot serve you in this way. As the tenets demand. As honor ordained, brings me no pleasure. I shall not fail.
Really? How the hell did you miss him?
As honor ordains.
Now we're good.
My precious has failed me.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay, here, what happened to your lightning thing?
They who discern the future on the battlefield.
You get to these guys. Dominate the foreman.
That is not my destiny.
Is the foreman not an enemy? The foreman was a friend, and I hit him. Okay, good start. Good start. Let's Cabela. She just needed to shoot somebody, you know? Dead. This one's on guard. There's the other one. Okay. Why can't I shoot? Waddle, waddle. That's better. Thank you. Damn it. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Foreman. Alright, Lord Captain, those cutthroats didn't hurt you, I hope. The man's prosthetic leg has been shot, and it carries weight awkwardly. Yeah, that's it. They shot it. We didn't stab it. Whose name was that? Since you were in charge here, what happened to the milk concerning you? No, what was that? Not sure. Perhaps those freeloaders believed in the tales of Nemesis. As it happens, I've complained to that bast, the Captain Fresno, some idiots who've been painting pictures on the walls and citing people. And what did he say? I've got everything under control. Had I known it would come to this, I'd have nabbed those sods and thrown them into the pestilence pit myself, and now we'll be pestered by enforcers to no end. Oh boy, damn it all. This is Nemesis. Just a story they tell around here. There's this chap they say that wanders lower decks, helping the poor who can't earn a living for themselves, and standing up to the officers and enforcers who, in defense of the weak, except he's just a story, nothing more. I'll be speaking to the captain. Well, in your case, he'll certainly hear you out. And not, and indicates his broken ribs, you know. Let's see the Bloodspun Web's temple. Do you know where it is? Cultists don't let people like me in on their rights or mysteries. I'm grateful to them for their service of the God Emperor, but to be honest, I can't get behind the love of death. I'm much too fond of living. They toil day in and day out for the glory of the ship. The rest of the time, they do their best to survive. Faced with hunger, the more deranged of the enforcers avoid leprosy. Fire's flood, noxious fumes. The foreman lists these on his fingers. Although he has fewer than his average to work with. In the world, it's a decent enough life. If you work, you survive. If you freeload, you also survive. If you're clear, well, if it's not God meant for as well. Alright, might as well look in here. Stolen autocannon. Alright.
Over.
Used typically used for transport weapons workings. Okay. So they were stolen stuff. I did look into trading. Still a bit on the confusing side, but I think. Oh, why can't I? Okay, there we go. Simple, I can see the colors from the skin and blood mixed with milk. The more the fire the shadows of the station become the shadows of the longer it seems to stretch in the direction. Adjacent section.
There will be no peace in my wake.
No crash in the rail, essentially affecting the efficiency. Stretch of the railway. Ooh, I should quick save. Do.
The Vizier. Would he be proud? Am I?
I have saved him.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Usually corresponds to this one cast the right question compared with also avoid disease. Yes, just wandering around in the dark looking for the light, but it's nowhere to be found. Do you really not see it? Okay, so we talked to her before. There's a blood symbol next to you. I have seen such marks before. Is this another song of the trailing blood? What's this circle after? Oh yes, the song. Here, listen. Chanting hurriedly, she wandered in eternity in dark, yet she consoled, yet was consoled. Web foretold, undying one's blood secrets glowed, a light to guide her fateful fold. With threads must end, and so the spider did what which was owed, her life and death the ship bestowed. Final test. Okay, good. Alright. This time they want you to make a sacrifice. If one were to interpret this entire mystical search as a repetition of the saint's journey, then the logical conclusion is that you are supposed to sacrifice yourself to merge with the blood that has drenched the flagship from bow to stern. You'll learn. See, you look in the darkness. Look. That's probably what I meant to see here. Peer into the darkness and are gradually able to make out the outlines of objects hidden in the shadows. Rotting corpses, rough walls, the twitching death throes of infected people left here to die. See no light in this place. Only more darkness and despair. I don't see you, do you? You don't see. They, shakes her head frantically and starts tearing off her rags, strips the decaying flesh peel off along with them. You'll not see until you become like the flesh and the blood of the ship. Become the flagship's blood. And you'll see the true light. Come now.
In this tapestry of a world,
Follow, but we're getting a bunch of stuff.
The rogue thread.
Blades promising nothing but a senseless and brutal death. Slipping past them would require some unreasonably precise calculations or blind luck. While listening to the air current for a moment, you think you hear the prayer rising from the depths of the shaft. Athletics, start with the shaft, kind with its madness. I'm not going to risk my life just for the sake of finding some temple. I don't have dogmatic or heretical, but I do have athletics. Piece of cake, son. Crap. Oh, it's just me. And Bonesy.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
I don't get to hang out with Cabela? The undying one has whispered that you would be on the Temple of Death with a visit. We are ready to serve you. Ooh, I could fail.
Applaud my brilliance.
that. These spiders have dismantled the bulkheads to expand their temple even higher.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Really? Okay, everyone is just basically saying the same kind of thing. There we go. Eventually I figured it out. Took me a bit, but you know. Ladders are hard, you know? Oh, whoops.
What lies beyond?
Vice bridges constructed from beams, sorry. And flooring stretched higher and higher. Oh, wow, the temple is just... Oh, stop that! These wires everywhere, a living organism. A ladder that I can go down, but I don't know how. Oh, by the chain. Yay, I figured out ladders.
They will see. Oh, yes, they all will see.
Nothing? Okay. And down the chain. Training ground. These are the difficult as beds. The bones of the beds are for bedding. Alright. Okay. The third spinner. Oh, you don't have anything.
There! Done!
Nostrils making you slightly dizzy. Such substances are known to induce visions, hallucinations.
In this tapestry of
Occultist.
a world, I am the rogue thread.
Vizier of the Bloodspun Web. Okay, you're important. Wait up. Put it on that way. I gotta slow down a little bit. There's a lot of turns here. It's getting a bit wonky. Okay, I think I'm stolen enough from them. Bathed in the blood. I can't even freaking read it. I'm trying to. Falls from the statue's hands. A symbol of the countless deaths offered in his name. Okay. Death cultist. Death cultist.
Ah, one step at a time, amidst the madness.
So the serving involves the corpses. And parted into sacred altars for their blood went in congregation to pray to. Gotcha. There he is. Haha, you don't get a portrait. You got birds though. It's kind of cool. I got birds. Or is that... No, that's everybody. Everybody was just kind of, I guess, waiting here. Because I can see Argenta and Cassia. And Pascal. Yeah, I can make him out. Alright, anyways. A frail old man, gray beard tinged with blood, folds his wrinkled hands in a ritual gesture. His body is covered in scars, some old, some fresh. His eyes are sewn tightly shut. His mouth is cleft at both corners, making his jaw seemingly eerily snake-like. The Lady of the Ark walked the path of the unlife, and the footsteps of the web's very first spinner, and the serpent of death bowed before her, for the Daemon is the giver of life. The man goes still, his head turned to his side. He nods towards the temple's muffled silence. Yes, his truth like a stream pours from your lips. We welcome her in the tenant's demand. The hues are almost as pale as the gray of your beard, but what is this? Cassie flinches and takes a sudden breath. Scarlet whirlwinds shines through the faded colors. The servant of death who sees beyond the threshold. The spider who spins a cocoon at the end of his thread. She shakes her head and clutches her temples. Sorry about that. It's over me. I didn't say anything too weird, did I? A thin blade appears in the old man's trembling hands. Although his arms are stiff and they look like they can barely bend, the next instant his dynasty's symbol is etched on his forehead, dropped in blood. In a brief motion, he flicks the blood off his blade, and several drops land on your face. Web welcomes its new lady. I am the Vizier. For many years we have waited, and now you are here. We have waited. Whispers echoes for his words from the shadows. Waited me? What do you mean you have waited for many years? I'm telling myself acquainted. Senior sex on the title. Just walked my companions in here like normal. I was forced to take that jump. Well, yeah, because I was the one being tested. Not them. To light the entire temple in the middle of the ship without anyone noticing. I expect greater respect. And walk the path. Let's just get the full story. Death whispered your name and commanded us to honor you with a sacred ritual, but only inside the temple can the spinners perform it. And suddenly distracted by someone invisible and nods towards an empty space. Yes, we are glad she has reached this place. We are glad to serve. Were you first waiting for Theodora? Because, yeah. I just got here. It's my first day. As I delve into the divinations from the flesh and blood of the departed ones, I turn to a relic most ancient and priceless. This is Tarot, inherited by the cult of the matriarch spider who spun the first thread. One of the readings I did not. I did back when I was still had the strength to leave the temple and usher souls for the final journey. That was when, in the intricate tangle of destiny, I glimpsed our meeting, but when we would meet, alas, was not revealed to me. So we waited year after year, and now the hour has come. That's for the title. The name we give the first spinner. The one who has learnt the wisdom of the tenets of the web in order to lead others. I may have a duty to instruct and spin bloody threads, but in all other ways I am much his servant, and yours as anyone else's in this temple. The entire temple. Followers of the cult once inhabited the tunnels between the bays, bulkheads, until the threads of the fate were tangled, and a dominant of ages past gave us this compartment. We set ourselves to building spacious halls where the shadows and images of him and the spinners themselves would whisper of death. Thus the temple that you see began to change with the succession of viziers and cult generations. We are building, and still, slowly but surely. Let's just see what he says. Spinners guided them along different trails. You had to take a step only for to become the flagship's blood. Yeah, as I said, there's our trial, not theirs. No reason to test the faith of those who follow you, for this burden was for their lady to bear. Yeah, okay. I have walked the path. Now what? The song of trailing blood tells of a path fraught with trials, but accepting it and settling on the path, you pass the first one, the trial of resolve, for not everyone is prepared to shun their fear and doubt and embark on a search for the unknown, a search for death. The trial of compassion was the second one. You pass it when you put yourself, albeit briefly, in the service of another soul, a man suffering from burns. For the choice between life and death is to be made only by those willing to take responsibility for the pain of another. The third was the trial of justice, and assuming the role of judge for an apostate of our faith, you declared your right to influence the balance of life and death that the errant soul had upset. Didn't I walk away from that one? And the fourth was the trial of duty, for duty always leads to death. We are prepared to render our duty to the undying one, fearless and accepting of our purpose, which is to serve him. You too have proven yourself prepared, and the 4 trials have brought you here. Conversations with the walks has helped me understand myself better. You forced me to undergo all this just to share wisdom. What would happen if I never reached the end of this path? Yeah. We would have met at another time, for the tangle of faith threads cannot be rearranged by one turn. However earnestly one may try to run in the opposite direction. Your stone shut eyes seem to peer into your face, studying it. Then he turns away and speaks into an empty space again. Peace, my brother, the time has almost come. Test, I imagine. Who do you talk to all the time? He turns his head as he looking around the temple. I see echoes of those who came before us, and those who were with us, but have since crossed over to the other side. My brothers and sisters raised by the cults, I hear them from beyond their depths. Share their wisdom. I heed them. The other spinners, they are here not, for that burden is mine to bear. Blind. Start competition in the test, I imagine. Rituals. I was cited for much of my life until a disciple of mine violated the tenets, and I realized just how blind I had been. A lesson, but a bitter one. To look with one's eyes alone is to be easily fooled, but the heart cannot be lied to. Such is the truth, and such was my choice. I sealed my eyelids with the gas of true sight. Now I see more and better. So is this a test right now? Graces the vizier's bluish lips. The tenants command us to be prepared for all rituals, corporeal and spiritual alike. I prepared, dominant Alanya. Mouth closes, but you can hear his whisper. A prickling sensation in your face is making you increasingly anxious. You raise a hand to your cheek only to realize you can't feel it. You look at your palm to see a smudged drop of blood from the vizier's blade. A strange serene calm envelops your body. Your fatigue subsides, and you seem to float in the air, seeing things as you had not noticed before. Shadows in the corner taking on shape and color. The subdued lumen light playing at the cultist's ball masks. They masks? The tall, lean, empty-eyed wearers might as well be dead people. A chill runs down your spine. What is the meaning of this? Your heart is beating slowly. Your breathing has become deeper, and your thoughts are muddled. You seem to be under the influence of a potent stimulant. What happens now? That is for you to tell me. The vizier and the trembling frame seem small and insignificant. A single step is all it would take to crush him. The visions are starting to wear off, and now the old man towers over you. The keen gaze of his sealed eyes studying your every movement, waiting for a response. First you were going to give me the antidote, now you are going to initiate me in the servant of death. Enough tests and trials, your insolence has crossed the reasonable lines. Now you are going to initiate me as a servant of death. Yeah. Clear ponders your words for a long time, whispers something to the empty space behind his shoulder, then shakes his twitching head. Our threat is repellent to you, Elena. You proved it by walking the matriarch's path in your own way. It is your right, and we respect your choice. However, only one who accepts the essence of death may become its servant. You accept your own essence, and we dare not burden you with our dogma. Spinner's ritual vestments. For years, we have maintained fealty to the Domini, or what have you. We have collected the sacred symbols and relics. You are the first in 3 generations of lords and ladies to ascend into the sanctum. We are grateful. We are uplifted in spirit. Hear our exaltation and accept this gift as a vestment sewn of the bones of his faithful, the threads of death. Plunges into okay. That which was foretold has come to pass. The ritual of descent is complete. Now be the temple's guests of honor and rest a while. Stay, my friend, and listen.
Patience. Oh, my nerves are frayed.
Is that it? It is. Yeah, it's complete. Alright. How do I get out?
In the shadows of the Imperium's ignorance, my genius blossoms. Oh, how they fear the brilliance that eludes their narrow. Oh, how they fear the brilliance that eludes their narrow vision.
You're here. First spinner. He's Cabela. You are the shield, you are a shadow, you are the blade, so be them. Traditions and rituals are rooted in blood and death. Many are frightened by that. Many are blind, even with that eyes wide open. Thus spoke to the matriarch spider. People look at the things without seeing their essence, which makes them easy to beguile or frighten. We adorn the tunnels with the bones of the righteous, that they may guard our faithful against corrupt deeds and thoughts. We use the blood of the unholy ones divination so that we may see the dangers. Blood of martyrs is our wine, for their suffering makes us stronger. People are afraid, but only because they see death as the end. Death, however, is the beginning. It is life and duty and oblivion. Death has many facets, and that is the essence, that is the beauty. Thanks. Every thread ends in death. Zir falls silent, as though those words have explained everything. He nods toward empty space. Yes, I see she is still full of questions. After them on our way, brothers and sisters. And the Supreme Commandant. To give and receive death, and to fear no twist or turn of fate. One who is afraid of death is already dead in their soul, waiting for the end, afraid to accept the inevitable. A life of fear is disgraceful, and the true service is in dedicating oneself to death with no regrets. something about human weakness. The smallest stain of rot is enough to ruin the most beautiful woven pattern. Weakness is a gateway into the soul, one we hold open for new failings. It is born of desire. Kill your desires, and your weakness will die along with them. Some skillful fighters. Smiles gently. I cannot share the full wealth of my knowledge, for it has taken me a lifetime to learn. But I can share this foremost lesson with you. Be guided by reason, not fury, when you fight, and seek no pleasure in killing. That is how you will win. I see. Pattern.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Ah, here we go. A spinner face covered in living gifts makes a respectful gesture of invitation. Let me show you the way, Dumbin. Wait, to what? Take me to the enforcer in charge of the freight. I'll visit with him. Yeah, we gotta deal with that whole situation. Before we do that, though, let me give it to Cabela. Character wearing this armor will do 60% damage on the attacks in this chapter. The armor reduces the incoming damage of average enemy attacks. Yeah, that just looks pretty badass in it too.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Years gone, and you notice that he is wearing bloody bandages over his uniform. Seeing you, he quickly checks himself with a stimulant and straightens. And a shootout? Yes, there's a raid on a local gang. Finally cleared out some scoundrels who were smuggling goods in neighboring compartments. No one escaped. I was attacked. Who dared? I'm only going to ask this once. How did wretches from the lower decks get their hands on the crate of autoguns? This is irrelevant. Okay. Autoguns, purple spots appear on his face. Warp take me. They couldn't have bypassed the security of a munitions train and walked away with the cargo without help from someone in the enforcers. I executed one reprobate who was trafficking in weapons not too long ago. But even the moron wasn't so greedy and stupid to arm the rabble with autoguns. There's another who dishonors the enforcer's uniform. He'll take the maggot and shove his head under a passing train. People who stole the autoguns are connected to the Nemesis? Yeah. The foreman. You wouldn't believe the kinds of thugs he welcomes at his vat. I agree that sympathizers of the Nemesis are anarchic cause may be involved in this outrage, but I don't trust that foreman character. He knows everyone in the bay. He sees everything, but he never informs no one of his own. He only complains about problems I am already well aware of. There's a mutiny brewing in your compartment. I'll picture a deal with the menace. Oh, is there a mutiny? Oh, it's coming for him, but you never know. is always there, Lord Captain. We have uncovered several cells over the past month. Although admittedly none of the traitors were armed with autoguns, we will deal with our double effort. The bastards will pay dearly for stealing our munitions. Oops.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
I might as well go here. Bonesy, are you sleeping? There you go. Okay, so we finished one of the DLCs. There's another one or what have you. I don't think that quest updated yet. Let me just save one more time and then we'll hit up the quick save when I'm in my room. Doing the whole Captain Picard staring out the window. Windows are a structural weakness. Let's see. Everyone should be free of serious damage. Okay. Report when the inspection is complete. Particularly aggressive gang is head of... Okay, so I'm assuming that we're supposed to be doing this one then. There's also this one. Parents are sore in need of help, and the rogue trader may wish to provide it. The choir master has handed the Lord Captain's message containing Conrad his call sign. Search nodes. From the entrance to the adeptus. Make sure you Gawker doesn't see where you're going. Okay, so we'll probably have to do the rot mission next. Yeah, I'll probably look into that one. Anyways, but outside of that, that's really going to be it for today. We'll pick things up next week as we continue on with Chapter 2. Yeah, we'll pick things up with more Chapter 2. Just kind of meandering around. I bet you Theodora is still up here. Yeah, okay. I guess in memoriam. Oh, sorry, Bonesy. I didn't mean to take you out of bed. You. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, that's pretty much going to be about it. Stand here and stare out the window. Anyway, So yeah, we've finished the one DLC. I think maybe one more to go. Might be another one. I know there's one that's coming out in August because that's what it says on the season pass. That's one that I don't have yet because, well, the other thing that you get for buying it now is some hairstyles, and I like my hair, so you know. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.